So what I'm going to talk about in this video is what do you do after you have QGIS open and you're kind of comfortable with the panels and the toolbars and how to turn those off and on. Like, how do you start? Typically with a GIS project, you have an area of interest or a study area. So the first thing is to get yourself situated on the ground. So how are you going to do that? So I'm going to go down here and build right into the browser. So usually stock, there's at least the OpenStreetMap base map available to you. So I'm going to double click on that. And then I'm going to zoom into my local area, City of Surrey. Now you may not want their base map, but it's not a bad place to start. We can remove it later just to say, okay, this is the area I'm interested in. I'm going to show you a tool called Quick Map Services. It's a plugin where people have sort of crowdsourced a series of map services that you can just drop in. So when your plugin comes up, you can just type in Quick and then maybe an M, and you'll see it in the list there, Quick Map Services. I'll install it. So that'll get installed. Looks like it's done, and it falls under the web menu, and here you can't see too many yet. You see the one we're actually looking at, OpenStreetMap Standard. But I'm going to go into Settings, and I'm going to install what's called a Contribution Pack. So Settings, and then More Services, get the Contribution Pack. And it's going to add a bunch more web services for me, and I'll go Save. So now when I go back, Web, Quick Map Services, there's a whole list of services ready to go. I'm actually going to go in and grab ESRI Standard map service. It's below my OpenStreetMap, so I'm going to remove the OpenStreetMap one. And the reason I used OpenStreetMap to get situated is that, you know, the canvas remembers where I was looking in the world and so I'm still in the right area. What if you want to bring in other data? One way is to go and download it. That's always an option. And then you may have to change formats, or you might get lucky and QGIS might be able to open up right away, like shapefiles or file geodatabases. But what I'm going to do is, but then that means if there's an update, then you got to go re-download the data again. So if you can hit the data live, right, from what we call a web service, that's a great way to do it. So what I'm going to do is go to data.surrey.ca. I'm going to bring this onto the screen here. And they have lots of data sets. And I'm going to look for parcels or lots. Everyone calls it something different, so they call it lots here. And I'm going to click on lots. And then if I scroll down to the bottom, right, you can download file formats, or you can go and basically go to the web service. So this is a ESRI REST service in that, and there's this map service. I can just grab this address here, go back to QGIS, ArcGIS REST services, go new. I'm going to put this, I'll call it Surrey. And I will paste that URL in, and I'll go OK. And then a new connection shows up. And I think at this point, I might bring in buildings. And so I'm going to bring buildings in as a polygon, and then they start showing up. Okay. And this means that, say, some new buildings get digitized and eventually those get published, then when the next time I open up QGIS, or even on a map refresh, depending when it got published to the site, I'll get the latest data in that. So I don't have to go download it and store it on disk, and possibly convert it if it's in a format that QGIS can't handle in that. And so this is a live feed from the city of Surrey. Your city, your county may have something similar and that. And so the idea here is leveraging online resources. So we leveraged it in the beginning using the built-in OpenStreetMap tiles, which is a good base map. There is an extension to get you more base maps that you might be interested in, Quick Map Services. And then if your city, county also has data online, if you can get the OGC URL, because maybe they're published as OGC web feature services, or if it's an east or I service, as long as you get, I call those foot-long URLs, then you can add those as connections to your project as well and get the data that way online. So that concludes this video for today.